How are you?
I'm good. I'll start again. So could you introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay, my name is Dhruv Singh. I am a graduating student of Woodstock School in Missouri, India. And I'm 18 years old and I'm going to be matriculating to Harvard College in 2020.
Right. We've been talking about how to get into Harvard according to what you've told me. So now we just want your best advice on aspiring students who are trying to go to Ivy League colleges.
Okay. I talked about it a little bit when you interviewed me last time, but I just want to really emphasize that the top schools, like academics is definitely the number one thing that you have to work for, like having high grades and high test scores. But it simply it will never be enough because everybody who applies to those schools has those same scores. So if you're really serious about gaining admission at the best, like the most selective, most prestigious universities, you need to have a solid extracurricular portfolio. And what I mean by that is not just taking a bunch of random extracurricular activities. I mean to have a theme or a general kind of connecting kind of glue to all of your extracurriculars. So if you, for example, in my case, I was really interested in social change and journalism or whatever. So I showed colleges that I was passionate about these topics by being the editor-in-chief of my newspaper and by working in my local newspaper back here at home as well. And I showed them that I was really, really passionate about social change and all this by starting water conservation initiatives and all that sort of stuff at school. So you need to be able to show universities that you are kind of embodying what you kind of stand for in your work. And that you have to be doing some sort of recognizable work, something significant enough that's actually that can be made to be presented as something that's changed a lot of things.
Right.
Or improved upon something.
So you mean we gotta have an authentic story that is really representative of our character and that we've got to have impact on the activities that we're doing, right?
Yeah. So my biggest advice would be to completely cut down on your activities, narrow it down to one or two activities and really go in depth with those. Because what I realized is that, and this is just not just Harvard and college, in life, the more in depth you can go at one or two things, the more you will learn from it. Because you're not just giving it half of your attention, you're going fully into that sort of aspect or field. So really focus and concentrate in that area that you are trying to pursue. And you don't have to have the typical sob story or whatever, I fight against oppression or whatever. You just need to find something that is, again, really authentic to you and something that you've pursued very hard for.
Right. And also, last time I talked to you, you talked a little bit about what you would say to people who have tried their best, but some people, unfortunately, still don't make the cut. So is there any advice for them?
Yes, no matter how many times I'll be asked this, I always say the same answer, that this entire thing is a gamble. US colleges admissions in the top 20, by the US News World Report, that ranking system, everything when you apply there, it's a complete gamble. So even if you are the best in your field, even if you have all of the things that I mentioned, there is still so many different factors that they consider while giving you admission. So, for example, one of the things that these colleges care a lot about is diversity. So they want people from very, very unique circumstances across the world. And I can't speak on others' behalf, but that's why they want to see that people are coming from unique kind of backgrounds, and they don't want a lot of people concentrated in one country. That's why when you look at it statistically, the most international kids that apply to America and to these schools come from India, China, and South Korea. That's why the admissions for these three countries is much more difficult than other international kids. Let's say somebody from Barbados apply to Harvard compared to South Korea.
Right.
So they care a lot about that diverse kind of factor as well. So don't ever kill yourself because you didn't make it because of that sort of factor. Because then you yourself, the fact that you have struggled enough to put forward a competitive application for these top schools already shows elements of success with it. You just need to be able to channel that into whichever college you're going to go to in the second place. Because, you know, like when you apply to these schools, and if you truly believe you've built a solid application, that means just from the process of, narrowing down your field of focus, choosing one or two activities that mean to you, that in itself is crucial for you to have a successful life in the first place.
Right.
So you just need to keep continuing and living out that sort of philosophy, whichever college you end up in.
Right. Thank you, Drew. That was very inspiring. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, just like regarding like sometimes I know in Asian society, I can't speak on behalf of Korea, but I know in India for sure that like there's a lot of familial expectations for you to get into these sort of universities. For people struggling with that sort of parental pressure or whatever, just also know that our world is completely changing. The standards for education are changing, and as much as like many people would like to believe that getting a prestigious degree from a place like Harvard is what's going to get you success and going to get you big money and a successful life or whatever, it really isn't. It's not the degree itself that will help you, it's the person in his or her own initiative. The reason why so many Harvard people end up successful is that they were passionate and hardworking enough to get into Harvard in the first place.
Right.
And those intrinsic characteristics only continued to flourish while they were at Harvard. And that can be true for any person, regardless of wherever college they go to.
Right.
So if your parents continue to bug you saying you haven't met that sort of criteria, you still have those exact same character traits of success.
Right.
You just need to continue to make the most out of your circumstances, your resources, and I assure you, you'll find much more success.
Right. So it's more about intrinsic values and motivations more than getting into a certain college.
Yeah, and I can just to me, even though I got into all these top schools, right, as happy as I am to get into them, at the same time, I also want my identity to be made of my characteristics. I don't want to be called as a person whose sole identity is just my college. Right. Right. And you should make sure that your identity doesn't just become your college.
Right. Definitely.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Your words have been of great help. I'll stay in touch with you.
Yeah, what is this for, by the way?
Wait, we're actually filming right now, but it's okay. We can cut it out and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's for a YouTube video. So basically, we're a company that does a lot of SATs and AP tutoring, and also we're trying to broaden our audience by YouTube, by growing our YouTube channel and stuff. So this is one of the videos that we're trying to film.
All right. Okay. If you could just send me the link.
Yeah, sure.
I would like to do it.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
예, 지금까지 그 하버드 대학 진학 예정인 드루 학생의 예를 소개해 드렸습니다. 인터뷰 내용 잘 보셨나요? 그 다음 시간에는 저희가 그 해외 명문대학을 진학한 여러 가지 또 사례를 가지고 또 다음에 또 소개할 걸로 예상하고 있습니다. 그래서 많은 좀 시청 부탁드리고요. 지금까지 유튜버 백프로다였습니다.